she takes us to New York City's dazzling Gilded Age in the psychological thriller, The Alienist, Angel of Darkness. And you probably remember her from her amazing performances in I Am Sam at only 8 years old, as well as War of the Worlds, Ocean's 8, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, to name just a few. The amazing Dakota Fanning is with us. Dakota, thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Happy to be here.
Now, we're in such a platinum age of TV, I'd say. Huge names are making streaming series as opposed to movies, and your role in The Alienist and The Alienist, Angel of Darkness, has brought you to television from film. Is there anything different about one medium as opposed to the other, and what do you find more enjoyable about TV, if anything?
I think the biggest difference is, just the amount of time that you have to tell a story. The first season was 10 episodes. This season is 8 episodes. So it's 18 hours to explore a character and a storyline and a relationship. And that's, I think, the biggest difference in terms of the process. But at the same time, it's also very similar because you're just you end up making a 8-hour movie. It's like the way it's filmed feels the same. So there's not a huge difference there. But I think it's just, you're there for 7 months and filming 8 episodes and making sure that things are, at a certain pace, and yet you're making new discoveries and keeping people entertained each week. And that's sort of a part of your thought process when you're making a series. But, I think we're seeing that the actual content and the caliber of the content on television and in film, that the line between is sort of being erased by all of the great projects on TV. So it was fun to get to be a part of that, and, would love to do it again someday.
In the upcoming season, your character, Sarah, starts her own detective agency that's staffed only by women. Now, we've also heard that your character will be leading the season as opposed to the original 3 cast members. So how does it feel to be playing a character that is such a role model to women?
Well, I love that. I was so excited that was going to be something that you see right away. First episode that Sarah's opened her detective agency. As much as she has struck out on her own and is kind of in charge of the investigation this time around, there's certainly still trio moments. Because I know people want that, and that's certainly a part of it. And those characters, Dr. Kreisler and John Moore, are integral to the story. And but I do think it's important to show Sarah Howard figuring out what it means to be a modern woman in 1897, and actually how the conversations that she has with others and with herself are very similar to the conversations that women have in 2020 about what it means to be a modern woman, or, having to choose between a career or a family, or, feeling that pressure. Those are all a part of Sarah's story. And I think it's, very relevant to women of any age. And I loved that we got to go in deeper this time around with all of that stuff.
Now, you've played many varying characters, from my personal favorite, Jane in Twilight, to Squeaky in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Do you gravitate towards any certain kinds of roles for any reasons? Do you have any favorites? Tell us a little more.
It's almost like it's just kind of an instinct, you just feel like you are the person that could bring this character to life. Maybe sometimes you feel more confident than others. But I think it's just that feeling of like not being able to live with someone else doing it, and then you hope that the people that are making, the project feel the same way. It's there. I mean, playing Squeaky in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was certainly a departure from who I am in real life. And, I kind of was transformed on the outside, as well as, playing a character with a sort of radical personality. So that was, that is what acting is about. It is about transformation and sort of pushing the boundaries of what you think you're capable of. And I'm always excited by an opportunity to do that. I mean, with this project, the probably the biggest hurdle is a period that you'll never exist in. You know, I will never know exactly what it's like to live in 1897, but I spent, you know, a minimum of 12 hours a day sort of living in 1897 for 7 months twice. So I'm like as close to knowing what it's like as we possibly could.
Now, you and Elle will reunite on screen again to star as real-life sisters in the upcoming movie adaptation of the amazing New York Times bestseller, The Nightingale, which is a coming-of-age story set on the eve of World War II and their struggle, really, to survive and resist the German occupation of France. Now, that sounds really emotional in real life and in the context of the subject matter. Tell me, what has that experience been like?
Well, we were supposed to start right after the quarantine sort of began, so we weren't able to leave to go do it. But that will be the next thing that we do, hopefully. And I'm really excited. You know, it's a very emotional, powerful story and such an emotional time in history, and certainly having the person that's playing my sister actually be my sister will be a whole new level of emotion as an actor, I have a feeling. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be making that as soon as it's safe to do so, and we're really looking forward to it. It's a dream come true.
Dakota, thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Now be sure to check out Dakota on The Alienist, Angel of Darkness on TNT. And when we come back, lifestyle curator JJ Karras is here helping us prepare for our next pool party. Don't go away.